friends, it's Jameson Klasko here, and first of all, happy Thursday. We are so glad here at the Friends Church that you have stuck with us this week and that you have chosen and committed to growing together as a family this week as we complete our VBS Better Together. Because we as a church, as a community of believers, are always better when we're working together, when we are moving towards Christ together, shining our light brighter for Him and His kingdom. So we have learned an awesome lesson from Pastor Chad. We have learned some awesome dance moves from the Marshall family. We have played an awesome game from Luc Bowler and his family. And we are going to learn an awesome craft and do an awesome craft and make beautiful art with Madison Ernenwein and her family today. So have so much fun. Again, pictures and videos, share them with the friends because we would love to see how much fun you guys are having at home. We miss you, but we're glad we're able to connect in this way. Have a great Thursday. See you tomorrow.
Hi guys, we're so excited to bring to you this year's Virtual Bible School craft. And all week we've been talking about being better together, whether it's with our friends, our family, our neighbors, our schoolmates, our church members. Anytime that we come together, united in Christ, we truly are better. And we wanted to think of something to make that really shows us that, reminds us of that every time we look at it. So we are going to be making what we're calling the Better Together Sun Catchers. And so you'll hang this in your window, on your door, wherever it will catch the sun, and you'll see beautiful light shining through the tissue paper. And it may look like a snowflake at first glance, but when you look at it, what we're going to make is this is actually a circle of little people. It's a circle of our family, of our friends, of our neighbors, of our church members, all united together because we are truly better together. So I hope you join us. Hope you have fun. There's going to be step-by-step instructions. You're going to get to see the girls making this, and we're going to have some fun making this beautiful Better Together sun catcher. So quickly, I want to go over the materials that you are going to need for this project. The first being wax paper, which you're going to end up cutting into a 5 to 6 inch diameter circle. You need construction paper. I recommend the lighter colors so that you can actually draw on it and color. As always, anyone with children, I recommend having a paper plate or a drop cloth for the glue and other things we're going to be using. You need coloring utensils. We chose colored pencils and crayons, scissors, a pencil for tracing. You need white glue of some sort, which you're going to dilute to a 2-to-1 ratio with water, or if you have Mod Podge or something that works. Then you need colored tissue paper that you're going to end up cutting into little confetti squares. And then last but not least, if you would like some further instructions under the files, on the Facebook page of the church, there is this Better Together step-by-step instruction page you can print out and use that tells you exactly how to do it. The craft we're about to do, and then a template for the drawings of the people. But you can always just freehand that when we get there. So that's what you need for the craft. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to do is take your wax paper, and you don't need a lot of this. You're just going to take a small section for each of them, and you're going to cut a circle into about a 5 to 6 inch diameter. And you can see here, it doesn't need to be a perfect circle, so you don't need to really trace anything, but go ahead and make your wax paper circle. Alright, girls, you want to help me make, can I help you make it? Sure.
Are you doing it, boys and girls? And dads and moms?
So the next thing that we're going to do is you need your tissue paper, and you can use as many colors or as little colors as you'd like. We have an assortment here that we've collected, and you're going to end up cutting it into little pieces of confetti. This is going to help make the mosaic for your sun catcher. So once you have your confetti all made for your mosaic with your tissue paper, I recommend having a drop cloth, or we are going to use paper plates, and this will actually come into use in a little bit as well. You're going to take your wax circle here. You're going to lay it flat on your drop cloth or on your paper plate. We're going to start to make the mosaic.
Boys and girls and dads and moms.
Okay, we're going to start to make our mosaic by placing your confetti that you just cut up all over the wax paper. And you want to make sure it lays flat. So just go ahead and lay it, we'll do that in a second. Just lay it all flat on the wax paper circle. So once you've laid your paper on your wax paper, and you have your mosaic kind of laid out, we're gonna get to the gluing step. And parents, you're gonna wanna help your kids with this. So you're gonna make your paste by either using something like a Mod Podge if you have that in your craft stuff. If not, you can just take any white glue and you're gonna mix 2 parts glue to 1 part water. We are using a paintbrush for our application. You can use your finger or a sponge brush, something else like that. We just found that.
Use my finger, Mama.
Okay, we just found that a paintbrush is a lot easier. What you're going to do is you're going to start to apply a thin layer of the glue water mixture onto the tissue paper that you just laid out. You may need to use another finger to help hold it in place, but eventually the tissue paper will all start to stick together and stick to the wax paper. So once you have finished putting the paste onto your mosaic, you should be able to lift it up, and it's going to look something like this. You'll notice it's really wet still, but this paper, the tissue paper, should all be sticking to the wax paper. Right now you're just going to set this aside, and it's really important that this dries completely. So you want to make sure that paste is not too thick. So we're going to push that aside for now. Now what you're going to do is pull out your construction paper. As I said before, it's better to have a light colored construction paper because you're going to be designing and coloring on it, and you want to make sure the other colors get to show through. So as I mentioned before, you can use a paper plate or anything that's circle that will fit on your construction paper as a template. You want it just big enough to fit onto your paper. You don't want to make it too small. So we're going to use this paper plate, and what we're going to do right now is trace around it and cut the circle out. Once you have your circle cut out, you're going to fold it in half. You're going to fold it in half again, and fold it in half one more time. You should have a small triangle. Now you get to draw your better together people on this little circle. You can either freehand this, or if you look on the files on the Facebook page, there is, I should have this right. There is a template that you can cut out and use, cut out the people and use that to draw on your triangle. So once you're done tracing your people or hand drawing your people onto your triangle, now you can go ahead and cut these out. So once you have your people all cut out, now this is where the magic is. Lennon, will you go ahead and open that up? You open it up, you should see your circle of people. Just like that.
I want to cut your fingers.
So you can see your circle of people there, all holding hands. Now you get to get creative. Grab your coloring pencils, your crayons, your markers, your sequins, and glitter if you want to, and make. Shouldn't have said that. And make your people as creative as you like to. So once you have your circle of people all decorated and designed, it's now time to check on your mosaic, and that's your tissue paper that you made with your wax paper. We've had ours sitting here for about 10 minutes or so, and it's relatively dry. There's a couple wet spots, but we should be able to work with this. So there's 2 different options for this next step. You can leave it as is and then just glue it to the back of your sun catcher, Or if you want a more translucent look, with the sun able to come through the tissue paper a little bit better, you can actually peel off the wax paper. Just be very careful, because if there is a wet section of the tissue paper,
it will be harder to take off.
That's correct. So just go really slow.
Wax paper.
So we opted to take the wax paper off of the back of ours. So as you can see now, both sides are just the tissue paper, but they're still sticking together. So now we're going to attach this to the back of our circle of people. And you can use a glue stick, or you can use some of that glue mixture that you made earlier. All right, so once you have your glue on the back of your circle of people, all you need to do is lay your mosaic on top of it. All right, there you go, guys. That is how you make the Better Together sun catcher. You can see the finished product here. So you're gonna wanna let this dry for a little bit longer, and then find the best sunny place to hang this, your window, your door, wherever it may be, so that you can always be reminded that we are better together.